Hi, I'm Mrs. Pasquan. Today I want to share a few ideas with you for how to build a castle just using a few simple geometric shapes. So let's get started. If you already know how to draw a rectangle, a square, a circle, an oval, and a triangle, you have all the skills you need to draw a pretty complicated castle. Starting on my page, I'm just going to start right in the middle with one nice big rectangle. This one is lying on its side. Next to that rectangle, I'm going to do two taller ones. This is going to be for two of the towers. One more line across, it's going to make another rectangle. This right here is what's called the curtain wall. It's the wall that ran around the outside edge of the castle. And on top of that, I'm going to add some little square blocks. So far we have rectangles and squares. And the next thing I'm going to add is half of an oval for my front gate. If you wanted to make your gate a rectangle also, that would work. And if I put some lines going across and some lines going up and down, that's going to make it look a little like a portcullis. That would be a gate that could come up and down to let people into the castle. A few more squares on the top of the towers. And then I'm going to add another building right in the center. And this would be called the keep. This would be the big building in the castle where the king and the queen might have lived. There would be a great hall to throw parties. There would be a kitchen. There would be some other guest rooms. That would be the keep. Now, since we've got some fancy people living in there, I'm going to give them a nice big window so they can have a view. My towers might have some windows that are going down a spiral staircase. There would probably be a spiral staircase inside those towers. My castle, to protect itself, might be on a little island with a moat around it. Now I'm going to add the moat. So that's another shape. That's an oval. I'm going to do a bigger oval that's skinny in the back and a little bit wider in the front. I'm doing it skinny in the back because things that are far away are usually smaller. Things that are closer are usually bigger. Now I need to get across that moat, so I'm going to need a drawbridge. And I want you to think the same way with the drawbridge. I'm going to start right at the gate and I'm going to draw just a little bit outwards across that moat because I want the front of the drawbridge to be a little bit wider than the back. I'm going to do a little double rectangle here to make it look like it has thickness. And then the way I'm going to cover up these lines is I'm just going to keep going and add planks of wood going all the way up my drawbridge. If you want, you can add a little road and just imagine that you are coming in a carriage right down that road up to the castle. So I want to make sure that I put in a horizon line. That's the line where the sky meets the ground. If you wanted to, you could have mountains back there. This is the basic castle, and now it's going to be up to you to see where you take it from there. You can just leave it that shape and start adding some color. I decided this one was going to be nighttime. Oh, I also wanted to add a flag at the top of my castle. So the flag in my example has a little lion on it. You can decorate your flag any way you want. The flag would represent whoever's living in the castle. So mine had a little lion. Just use your imagination and what other things could you add? You could add dragons. You could add knights in shining armor. It's up to you. So now this is the basic castle, right? And you could decide that that's the way you like it, or you could keep going. We haven't used a lot of triangles yet. So imagine if I took these two towers and I added some more triangles on top. I'm going to connect that with another little rectangle down there. Most castles were not the same as the castle down the countryside, right? They were built depending on what materials they had, what the location was. So castles aren't often going to look the same. So now if I added a little flag on top of these towers and then maybe a little dragon to the side, and this one is daytime, but look how different this castle looks from the first castle. They're very similar, but they're very different. here's another version. The same exact castle in the middle, but I just kept going with walls and flags and building it up, and this would be a huge castle city. And what was a castle right here just really became the front gate for this larger castle. So now it's up to you. You're just going to be using some of your geometric shapes. I would suggest that you start with a couple of rectangles and see where they take you. I look forward to seeing what you come up with.